Hi guys, it's Claire here from Gadget Gal, and I'm at the Maslow here in Sandton. Today we're going to be discussing cybersecurity.
We are a company that specializes in changing the human factor of security or cybersecurity programs. So what we do is we really try and educate and raise the awareness level of people when it comes to social engineering and sort of cyber scams and anything that sort of attacks the human element. Your typical cyber criminal is no longer just some pimply teenager in a garage. Those are actually, proper business operations that work. They have like salaries, they've got incentive trips, they work with psychologists that help them sort of create their scams. And what they do, and this is how they get us as humans, because it's, for them, it's much more difficult to try and break through sophisticated technology. It's easier to hack us, like the people. And the way they do that is they try and sort of trigger our amygdala or our fear center by using sort of a low-grade form of fear often, or flattery, And as soon as our emotions come into play, we stop thinking critically, and it's much easier to fall for whatever scam or manipulative scheme that they want us to fall for. And that applies to anything, whether it's a romance scam, whether it's a ransomware phishing email that tries to get you to click on an attachment, whether it's a credential harvesting attack where they try and steal your banking login details. So it always starts with sort of some form of emotion to get you to react quicker than what you normally would. And I think the advice there just generally is to take a breather whenever something comes in that either sounds too good to be true or presses you to some sort of urgent reaction or uses authority or any form of kind of emotion, is to sort of sit back, take a breather, and then think about it slowly and verify, Google the sender. So we've conducted a survey in November last year across 8 African countries, including South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, and a couple of others. And we really wanted to see what is the state amongst Africans when it comes to cybersecurity, and sort of dig into, the actual user level. How much do people know or don't they know? And what was interesting that sort of the survey confirmed is that Africa is definitely a target. It's a super attractive market for cyber criminals. Out of all the countries, 50 plus, only a handful have legislation in place to sort of fight cybercrime. So it's like a safe harbor for the criminal. People or Africans being very sort of interested in using their mobile phones and doing mobile payments. It's like a really interesting sort of scope or target market for the bad guys that are trying to scam money off people, consumers. So if we think about currently there's 500 million people in Africa online, and that number is going to double in the next 2 years. So we're talking about youngsters that have never been online before, they're first-time users. They may have never learned how to use a computer, but now they've been given these smartphones, they do mobile banking or mobile payments, and they have no awareness or, they don't know what the risks are in terms of cybercrime or what, the kind of scams and social engineering scams in particular that are out there. So it's really a ticking time bomb in a way, because we have the sort of increase in the internet penetration and digitization that's happening in Africa, the mobile use, and on the other hand, we've got the criminals that are sort of, have a free market here. They can do what they want. They're not getting prosecuted, and with the sort of rise in mobile and specifically mobile payment transaction, it's a fascinating, attractive market for them. There's this whole concept of unconscious incompetence. So there's a lot of people that think they may know, but they actually don't know what they don't know. So they're unconsciously incompetent. So the way we sort of figure that out is that we ask people, do you think you could spot an incident or a cyber scam? And more than 50% said, yeah, they think they could spot the cyber scam or the incident, or that they've been adequately trained by their employers. But at the same time, more than 60% didn't know what ransomware was. More than 60% didn't know what two-factor authentication is, which is sort of one of the basic, controls to deploy, especially if you do mobile banking. So it really shows or proves that we need to do more to educate the public, particularly in Africa. Please remember to subscribe to Gadget Gal's channel.